Hi there, Graham Vincent, violin maker, musician, and
Thibaut Jaberg.
yeah, fantastic. So, was it day 4? I think it's day 4, isn't it?
I think it is,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's been quite a good, busy day in the workshop. Got quite a few things done. I have been sort of getting these 2 violins that I'm working on up to the stage where they're. Let me just grab this one. They're basically pretty much ready in the white. Well, they will be tomorrow, and then I can get on and start varnishing those and actually crack on with the next 2. In the meantime,
Well, I have been working on some ribs. So first thing in the morning today, we sawed up some ribs on the circular saw to like sort of thick brawl blanks, and then I just planed them down and scraped them down to like a thickness where sort of around 1.1 to 1.2 millimeters at this stage.
yeah, the English cherry's been quite
Yeah,
interesting,
it's
hasn't
been
it?
very interesting. It's like quite unusual compared to what I've been working with so far, which is mainly like the standard rippled maple. And yeah, we found it's fairly stiff, sort of lengthwise, but sort of very flexible if you twist it like this. It's very interesting. It's easy and difficult at the same time to work. So it does plane fairly well for like 90% of the surface, and there are little bits here and there where the grain is quite prone to tearing out.
I mean, it's got some visible grain running along the length,
Yeah.
but there's a really nice, when you look close up, there's a lovely sheen from the medullary rays.
Yeah,
So that's rather nice.
It's quite nice, especially
But I think
on this one. Obviously, you won't see it now, but yeah.
But
It
it's
is
going to be
really
one of
nice.
those where, because it's quite a simple looking wood. I mean,
Yeah.
it'll stand or fall on just the quality
Yeah.
of how it's put together.
Yeah,
Over to you on that one,
absolutely.
Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I glued in the C-bouts with this method here, which is the first time for me using this super cheap and super fast and very easy to use method. And yeah, I've been really surprised. I'm really
'Cause
impressed by how well it works.
That's good. You were saying that you um, at, at the school you tend to use the more sort of
Yeah,
like the tapered block
yeah,
that
trapeze shaped
pushes
shaped
both ends
block.
at once.
Yeah, and then of course, yeah, the difference with the trapeze is you just glue both blocks, both ends of the rib at the same time, which means it's a bit quicker, but of course a bit more risk of something happening. With this, it's really like super relaxed. You just have both ends clamped in, and then you just undo one end, glue it, and then just put it back together, and then do the other side.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I'm also super impressed with those wine corks there as
Yes.
like thing to clamp the rib down. It's like super efficient because it just squishes down to the
I mean, basically,
the perfect
I don't know how
shape.
well you'd be able to see that, but fundamentally it's just a block, 2 holes drilled in it, half a cork, sort of some of which are round and others are just sections, so they're flat because obviously they're for the top and the bottom block, but for the actual corners you need that curved block, and then eye bolts so that you just put a nail through a hole in the mould and then just tighten up the bolt. It couldn't be simpler, really.
Yeah, super easy and really effective.
Yeah. Having said that, I might well have a go with one of the trapeze
Yeah,
sort of shaped ones
the
at
trapeze
some stage.
is slightly faster, I would say.
Right, okay.
But yeah, although of course here with the trapeze you have to sort of make sure the end of the ribs is like perfectly square, so that the force is like evenly distributed.
Right.
With this, you don't have to care about how long or how short the end sticking out is.
You could do something
just
like almost like your trapeze system, where you had, this is going to start to get very complicated, but almost sort of a curved, no, it's a sort of two sections with a hinge in the middle. So and so you're just pulling down in the center, and so it spreads out, and you could that way you could use it to apply force in that position.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably unnecessarily
Yeah,
complicated.
it probably
But there you go.
starts to get complicated, but why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean this is rattling along quite quickly. We're probably going to stop
is.
for a fairly early tea. I think we'll probably come back to the workshop for maybe an hour and a half this evening. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if TB doesn't get quite a large part of this done before you see it next time. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is there I was going to talk about? I mean, basically we had a couple of comments on yesterday's video. Might be worth a very quick look through. We were talking about whether we had or hadn't sort of killed off woodworm.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing we both forgot, of course, is when you bend ribs, they're done on a bending iron, so it would have to be a pretty extraordinary wood sort of creature to survive the sort of temperatures that goes through.
Of course, yeah.
So the potential areas where there might be a problem has sort of reduced and reduced and reduced. But there's a suggestion here. You could always put your wood in a plastic bag or bin liner and seal it with the tissue soaked in fly spray. Leave it a few days. It will kill any grubs in the wood. It would, but what you've got to remember that a violin is almost more intimate than a pair of underpants. I mean, it's it's pressed in against your
Very
face.
close to your face.
And you know, some people will be, you know, sometimes 5-6 hours a day. Sometimes and the last thing you want really is
something I
a
would
load
like
of
to.
insecticide.
Absolutely, yeah. I'd be quite cautious with like using strong chemicals on a violin.
Yes, Sticulari, enjoying the series so far. Jolly good. We are as well, I have to admit. To be honest, it's been really great fun in the workshop this week. Be interesting to see basically how the two approaches, both in the making, probably more so in the finishing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll see. And there does seem to be a real subgroup of Shinto rasp enthusiasts, of which I'm definitely one. So, So it's been a busy day, but not masses to talk about. Weirdly,
no.
But it's been a good day.
Yeah, it might be good if we don't do a too long video every day, so that people can keep up.
And I mean, the other thing is I'm going to rush off and hear what the audio sounds like, because we have gone completely overboard. Because it was questionable previously. We've got a pair of Lavelle microphones and Lavalier microphones here, so we'll see. They may or may not be back tomorrow. Anyway, cheers. Thanks so much. Look after yourselves, folks.
Bye.